Spirit, that's absolutely respect ban, I think, because the Storm Spirit was the one who made a lot of plays happen last game. He also threw away his life a couple of times, I guess, but, well, that's something that just happens.
I suppose that's putting it diplomatically, Hefla.
yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so we have a Shadow Fiend now for Maiden Niche. I actually wonder who picks it up, so I think this is Kikuni again. Looks like it, because I think he's also a Shadow Fiend player.
I think it's going to be Kiko's always going to be in the mid role, and Shadow Fiend for him, it seems right. The only other player I think for Maiden Niche that would pick it up would be Power. But while this is going on, Fever do help themselves to a bristleback.
Yeah, well, we have to see what's happening. The best thing you can do against big fat hits is a big fat bristleback that is tanky enough to withstand, for example, a Shadow Fiend. And of course, we already talked about it yesterday. We had, I think, bristleback once or twice in action, and if they're tanky enough, it's damage over time, especially when bristles stack up. It's just amazing. Everything beyond 4 or 5 stacks of bristles, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot, regardless of how many items in farm you have.
Yeah, the Lemon Dogs abused it quite heavily, if memory serves. But now we also get a Queen of Pain to go with this, so we're going to be looking to do some good damage, some good pure damage. Queen of Pain is going to be the force to be reckoned with in this game, in my mind, for Fever.
Yep. So Queen of Pain, I don't like her. I don't know why. I never got really close to her in the current meta, because everybody picks her, and I saw, maybe it was just me in the games I casted, but I always had the Queen of Pain failing badly when I saw her, especially played in mid. Let's see if Fever Dota can utilize her quite well. The Vengeful Spirit was one of those heroes in the last game I did not see synergizing well, because except for that last high ground break where they swapped out the Viper, I just didn't see any big plays. Sure, there were some stuns here and there, but overall I think any other support would have been better. But maybe the reason I told Omicron you suck on Witch Doctor, so maybe that was the reason he was going for something else in stun support.
I don't know, the Venge, she landed a good few stuns. When she did die, it was the Viper that killed her, so the negative damage goes onto the Viper, which is pretty damn significant. It's all around a hero that can, it doesn't make those stellar big plays. It's a consistent hero. You get consistent stuns, you just look to pressure the game, and the most important thing to remember is her aura, the damage it provides, and in this case, Shadow Fiend is going to be benefiting quite heavily from it.
Yep. Absolutely. It's a double source of minus armor. In theory, we could even see a tiny bit more. Yesterday, they actually utilized a Slaughter, I think, on Lemon Dogs.
It was a Lemon Dog Slaughter, Shadow Fiend, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was, I think we even had a triple source of minus armor there. We have to see what Maiden Niche actually does, because right now I have the feeling they're gonna go for a second support before they show another core, because with the Shadow Fiend and Queen of Pain, you know already they're gonna end up in mid, and that's 100%. The Bristleback, we have to see where this one is going. I can actually see a Bristleback in the safe lane. Sometimes we see it that way, or it's really an offlane Bristleback where let's see if that one is working out.
In this case, I get the gut feeling it's going to be a safe lane farming Bristleback, and we do get a Slardar banned out by Fever. They don't really want to have the same thing happen. I think they learned from their game against Lemon Dogs yesterday.
Yep.
Slardar plus Shadow Fiend is pain.
Well, then we have to see Slardar being banned out, so that's not coming out. Fever Dota was smelling the bait pretty much, and the Earthshaker on the other side. Maiden Niche had Omicron on that Earthshaker. Maybe they just want to prevent that he gets that hero again. I don't know. But they ban it out, and we have to see what else is coming. To be honest, for Fever Dota, they already have 2 potential cores, so they can just go put any support out. A Witch Dog could be banned out. A Lion could be banned out, because the Lion was actually responsible for a lot of good plays last game, especially with the Blink Dagger. Once he got the Blink Dagger, it was very nice for him to catch the Storm Spirit, hex him, stun him, and the rest was pretty much done by the team. So I'd say this is Lion, Witch Dog, something supporty has to, or even a Disruptor.
I would say banning out the Disruptor would be an all-around good thing to do. Disruptor has been seeing a lot more play lately. It brings one hell of a silence to the table, one that can't be purged. It's just a very, very strong team fighter.
Yep, absolutely. So they decide for, okay, that's interesting. They decide for a Skyrath Mage, which means they just don't want to have anyone in the laning phase that really just drives you out of that lane. I mean, if it comes to the best heroes that can actually drive you out of any lane, it's Undying and Skyrath Mage. Those two, nobody can really withstand them unless you're equipped with like 8 to 12 tangos and a salve on top of it, or someone who helps you regening.
And in response, we do get that Disruptor ban out, this time by Fever. They don't like this Disruptor, it seems, and we do have that option for Tidehunter once more being a very prevalent thing.
Absolutely. So the Disruptor, I expected it on being banned on one of those sides, and now it's time for Fever Dota to ensure they have some nice supports. To be honest, I think a Witchdog would actually fit in here, just because if he makes the Coconut initiation and a Maledict, the Queen of Pain Burst afterwards guarantees a high take Maledict. So this is pretty good, and it's something you can use against the Shadow Fiend and Vengeful Spirit and whatever else there's to come. There's so far nothing that creates illusions where coconuts are getting wasted. The stuns, the bounces, they should be real.
Skulls, not coconuts.
They're coconuts.
I do like your idea though. A Queen of Pain Sonic Wave combined with Maledict is quite the nasty combination. I would like to see some more control, but in this case it seems Fever. It seems Mad Cow is the order of business at Spirit Breaker.
I don't like the Mad Cow, just because Vengeful Spirit is there. If they know that the charge is coming, you can interrupt it by swap, you can stun him if you're in the right angle for Magic Missile. Then again, maybe in the laning, maybe early in the game he can actually get some kills, and then we see some snowballing going on. The good thing is you can keep track of a target where it is, and that's amazing for the Queen of Pain, because then she can really just get in position behind trees, just go for her ultimate after the Spirit Breaker is locking it down. So let's see where this one is going. The Spirit Breaker is going to be a roamer. The Bristleback, if he's in the safe lane, we need still an offlaner.
I actually wouldn't be surprised to see the Spirit Breaker be an offlaner and then a Bristleback safe.
Yeah. The problem about the Spirit Breaker is you want him to already start roaming for whatever target at latest level 3, unless you really plan him to go for a level 6 on his lane and then leave it and give the lane to support that is creating his space there for a level 6 and fast ultimate on a position 4, for example. So I'm not really sure what Fever plans here. It looks like they go really greedy, because none of those heroes is like a laid back hero. All of them require quite some farm, a lot of levels, especially Queen of Pain and Bristleback scale very well with their levels. You have to see. Niche, if they draft the early draft, as in like early aggression, then everything should be just fine, because they can punish Fever Dota for picking that greedy.
Well, in this case, Maiden Niche are going to respond with a Winter Wyvern. Now, I like this very much. A high amount of control can be brought by Winter Wyvern with Winter's Curse, throwing the damage from the Splinter Blast and the Arctic Burn. But more importantly, 1 point in Cold Embrace. That's going to prevent almost all the damage from the Spirit Breaker and the Bristleback.
Absolutely. Plus you have another interrupt on the Spirit Breaker. If he charges in and his team is behind him, he can just curse him off, and suddenly his entire team is bashing him instead of, you know, your team.
Yeah, I do very much like this Winter Wyvern pick. It's a hero with a 1.1 Dispel, and we're going to see the likes of, say, a Glimmer Cape. And we know how powerful Winter Wyvern with Glimmer Cape can be in terms of saving overly aggressive individuals, by which I mean Omnicron.
Yeah. To be honest, Omicron is going to be on the Vengeful Spirit, because Winter Wyvern is way too complex for him. No, it got more than 2 buttons, and I think Omicron can't really handle more than that.
Okay, I may flame a little, but we got Lord of Flame sat next to me. Deal with him, chat. In the meantime, Fever picked themselves up an IO. Now, IO Bristleback, this could actually be quite nasty.
Yeah, IO Bristleback is a combination that is very nasty, because you just can't kill a Bristleback. He's tanky by default, and if you got a little light bulb behind him healing him, then this is just insane. So to be honest, the key to get a Bristleback down in such a fight is to catch the IO in a bad position, nuke her down, and then focus on the Bristleback. The problem is, by the time you might have killed the IO, the Bristle might already get done damage to you. Bristle stacks are up on you, 3, maybe 4. So by the time you turn to him, that's really a bad idea.
Okay, Maiden Niche picked themselves up a Darkseer. This I actually very much like. Offlane Darkseer, mid lane Shadow Fiend, Venge and Winter Wyvern in the support roles, maybe roaming a little, and 1 core to come. Imagine the following: Vacuum, Requiem, Winter's Curse. Or Vacuum, Winter's Curse, Requiem.
Yeah, that order. It's in either way, they're preparing for a clutch fight, and also, I mean, a wall also means you utilize what your enemy got, and that's quite insane, to be honest. If this really goes into a clutch fight, then I think Made in Niche, they have the advantage just because they can protect their own team with the Winter Wyvern. They can focus on the other team with the Winter Wyvern. A wall on top of that. The Shadow Fiend uses that created space pretty much to just raise at least 3 of them in, maybe even a Requiem placement. So yeah, I think that should do the trick right here. But we still need something greedy though on Made in Niche side. We need a second core because the Shadow Fiend alone won't be enough.
I agree. And we do see a Phantom Lancer ban out by Fever Dota, and the final ban in this game is a Slark. There will be no Slark present, and I don't think we're actually going to see a Slark in this entire tournament. But I wonder, final picks. We're looking at potentially a 1-roll Bristle, a 2-roll Queen, a 3 or 4-roll Spirit Breaker, and a 4 or 5-roll IO. So we're looking for either an offlaner or a good support for Fever. Something that can work with this, and it's a Bounty Hunter.
Oh.
I was thinking this might happen. A Bounty Hunter provides so much vision. Quap will love that. Bristleback will love that.
It's just not vision. Like,
It means relocate
like
as well.
screw the vision. In comparison to what a Bounty Hunter actually in this meta contributes to a team, it's gold. It's absolutely gold. The gold has been buffed in the latest patch, and it's absolutely insane. You have a Spirit Breaker that charges for you, and what?
Okay. The camera's running out of battery. That's what that is. Bounty
okay.
Hunter for the Bounty Hunter though. The vision leads to gold, but we do have the Weaver for the final pick. I like this Weaver. This Weaver can do quite a bit of work for this lineup. Saguchi through is really the big problem of track on the Weaver, but of course you can time lapse that off. So I do like where the idea is for Made in Niche's lineup, but overall for Fever, I think they may have a slight edge in this one if they can avoid the effective Wombo combo. Because it seems Made in Niche like these kind of set-piece fights where they have this overarching idea for ultimates and they throw it all into a cauldron and stir.
Absolutely, and sorry for my little confusion here. As I said, I'm doing, besides casting on my right side, I do all the production, and well, the battery of the camera just stopped, and that's of course a bad idea. Anyway, so let's introduce the players really fast. It's 104 Made in Niche. It really looks like they're one ahead. This draft is pretty interesting. We have to see where it's going.
Well, for Made in Niche, who have we got playing what? Let's quickly check that. We've got Power on the Weaver, we've got Omnicron on that Venge, which Hefla thinks won't live very much. We've got Keanu on the Darkseer in the off-lane role, and he could potentially find himself Dante if things pick up in this way. We've got Kiko handling that Shadow Fiend in the mid lane, and finally we've got Spakutza on that Winter Wyvern.
Yep, and the one you already mentioned, he actually scouted out that Darkseer. Dante scouting ahead. He didn't actually have a ward because there he could have placed it in a pretty nice position. You can see when the courier is coming from that spot. You have GJW on that IO. Next to him is Ralphie from Silencer last game to a Spirit Breaker. Since he was a 4th position last game, I think this might actually be some roaming action. Tokusan on the Bristleback, and where's the last one? Well, I missed the last one. There, she's hiding the Queen of Pain, of course.
Indeed. So now we come to the most important part, Hefla. I won the bet last time around. Which team are you betting on this time?
I still say Omicron is going to lose the series. Like, that stands. Like, nothing is going against it.
I'm going to bet based on the draft. I'm going to say Fever, based on this draft, should have a bit of an edge if they can avoid Made in Niche's set-piece, big Requiem team fights. But still, as it stands, we've got a little bit of odd lanes. We've got Tokusan handling the mid lane and the Bristleback up against the Shadow Fiend. So, not a lane I expected, and not a lane I particularly think Tokusan is going to be very happy with in a little while.
Yep, so it actually ended up being the Bounty Hunter in the offlane. We have Ralphie trying to zone out a Darkseer, but that's not gonna work, not unless you have some nice strike clicks and lucky bashes, the 70% that feels like 100. So we have to see where this one is coming. Io in the mid, well, we have to see. At the moment, Tokusan is doing the right thing. He's going full aggressive on the Shadow Fiend. There's another Bristle, and I think this is our first blood. Yep, the right clicks are coming through. They're gonna split up, just getting some tower hits, and the first blood is done. Fever having a definitely nice start into this game.
With the Io rotating and being in this mid lane as well, it does change the dynamic a bit. Bristle Io versus Shadow Fiend. Bristle Io should completely dominate this lane. If the Shadow Fiend gets anything in terms of souls, I'll be very much surprised. And if we take a quick look at what Dante's up to in the meantime for Fever, he's scouting through the jungle already.
They keep on going. Look at the mid. They pretty much replicate what they already had. And now there's the charge here. Again, he's so low. Just one more right click and we have a second kill. Oh, Jesus. Omicron now being in all this mix as well. Dante just giving him a little punch. There's the charge on him. But can they actually block him out? There is still, of course, not a level 2 on Ralphie. But they go with the 3-0 into this game. Easy going. This Shadow Fiend, he's not gonna see anything out of this lane now that he died twice.
No, not at all. This is going to be a case of Fever have momentum. They are just going to roll with it and they're going to try to ball out of control and end this game before 20 minutes. That's my gut feeling on this.
Absolutely, and with this Bristleback getting so much farm, I mean, this is first blood, a follow-up kill. Jesus Christ, he is so rich at this point. It's absolutely amazing to see. But, I mean, look at the last game. We had a 5k lead for Fever, one team fight. One team that was everything we needed, a full comeback, a 15k swing, and yeah, let's believe in Omicron.
We shall see. But nonetheless, we do have rotation coming in. Omicron is lurking, ready to catch a stun, and there is a lot of raised damage being thrown into Tokusan. All it'll take is a stun and maybe a little bit more. But no, not with the rotation in from Dante. That's going to cause problems for the Venge, and we're still going to lose Kiko. That's a third death for Kiko. Killing spree already for Tokusan. Can we get a stun from Omni? I don't think we can. There is a rotation in from the Winter Wyvern, buying a bit of time, but Dante's going to drop back into a Shadow Walk, and he should be okay. Ralphie, though, he wants to get involved. In comes the IO once more. Omnicron lives barely. That cold embrace just buying him a little bit of time, but the negative armor and one right click from Tokusan. That's a double kill for him. 4-0 and 1 at 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, but Tokusan is still in the mix here, and Kikune, blocking him in. Now on the other side, Spikutsa will be there. He goes for that 1 point in the Splinter Blast, and maybe he can actually cleave it off those creeps. There it is. Yes, Spikutsa is gonna get it, and this is dominating. Just taken down, and look at the creeps helping at the moment. So Ralphie can't go anywhere. He has a mango, he could get the mana to charge away, but still 4 seconds cooldown. That means we need one more race, and it actually hits. There's the revenge Kikuni needed, because this lane was so horrible. Now finally he gets at least one of those kills plus the experience on the other one, and that's exactly what they needed to stay in this game. If this was like a 7-0 or something like that, pretty much end of the game. At least you can bench the entire laning stage.
Yeah, I'd agree to that much, but I will say the most important thing Shadowfiend got out of those 2 kills was the souls. He got a good number of souls for killing those heroes, and he's already up on 18, so he can actually last it and try to keep Tokusan a little bit further back, especially with rotations in from that vengeful spirit.
Yeah, and I was just about to say they need to upgrade the courier, because with the bounty hunter you always need to be careful. Like with a normal courier, he's just gonna snipe it. At the moment Dante is just, I don't know, out of regeneration whatsoever, but he's still hanging around, trying to get here and there, like a Janata hit into a hero, just bring them low on HP. But the important thing is, he cannot stop the Weaver of farming at the moment.
Lane, it seems we're going to go aggressive onto a Darkseer, charging under the tower. He cancels the charge last second. Oh no, he did actually impact. He doesn't actually have a point up in Greater Bash, because it's still a level 1 Ralphie.
Even being involved in all those kills in the mid, like they split it among so many heroes that he never really, got anything out of it except for like half a level, pretty much. That's all he did. And yesterday we also saw like the big question mark, like what do you go as a level 2 Spirit Pick? I would always go into the 70% Bash, just because it's more than 70%. Ice Rock is just lying to us. But a lot of people, they go into the Empowering Haste. He decides to go into the Creative Bash, and that's what I definitely like. Now with the Creative Bash and the Lucky Bash, we might actually see a kill on a Darkseer. If you search up and you get a Bash at the same second, you pretty much stand still for the whole duration of your search, aka after that you're just nothing but a creep with bigger HP.
I suppose, but seems mid lane. Omnicron trying to get some experience now. Where did our friendly neighborhood Shadowfiend go? He's trying to take the stacks, and does take a bit of damage for his efforts, but he's certainly getting those souls flowing. 24 souls. Plenty of damage, especially when you consider Omnicron. He will hopefully be getting some points up in Vengeance Aura. He did go for level 1 Wave of Terror just for the negative armor.
Yep, and we got some mouse problems going on, and in the meantime okay, never mind. They actually fixed it so fast.
Oh well,
I actually love this. Like the professional players, the pauses are always long, always complicated. Like when it's about here, it's a fun stack, and the local Serbian players, it's like, yo guys, we have a problem. 10 seconds later, problem fixed. That's what I like. But oh, look at Winter Wyvern being charged here, wants to grab the rune, maybe even gets the rune, but Janata opening, and he gets Invisibility rune. Out of all the runes you can get, he gets the one that actually saves his life right here, right now.
50% chance for it to be the active rune and not the bounty, and then what, a 1 in 5, 1 in 5 chance?
I think 20%.
Yeah, 1 in 5 chance that it's the right rune. The odds of that just in his favor, it seems.
Absolutely, that was a little jackpot for him right there, finding an invisibility rune. We have a bit crowded situation here in the mid. I mean, Winter Wyvern is now invisible. Omicron is there just to relieve the pressure of the Shadow Fiend. The Bristleback always brushing forward, trying to get a Bristle stack in there. If you get, like, before a fight actually starts, like 1 or 2 Bristles into the Shadow Fiend, then you dive him, you slow him, then, I don't know, by the time he's dying, you get like 4 or 5 stacks, and that's eventually killing him. But look at this, the raises at the moment on the Bristleback hitting him. The IO, however, will just counter heal all of it. That's so easy for him at the moment.
It's one of the nice things about the hero, and just the sustain that it can provide. Still, you've got the Shadow Fiend now, level 7. He's got 4 points up in raise, so that's going to be quite nice. But we lose a courier. Dante, living up to his namesake, brings down the Radiance courier with 700 gold's worth on it. That's a bottle.
Yeah, that, I think, was that the Weaver bottle?
I believe so.
Sure. I'm not quite sure why the Weaver wants a bottle, but Power is one of those who, I don't know, might feel comfortable around it. The fact that Shadow Fiend has his bottle, I don't know, I don't really understand it. Either way, courier down, nice gold for Fever, and of course 3 minutes, no items whatsoever. We have to see where this one is going, because the laning was already a small disaster with only a small recovery.
Charge going mid. Seems we could be in for another fight here. Here comes the Spirit Breaker. Ralphie wants to get some kills. They're going to commit. Are they going to be able to defend it? No, they're going to cancel. They don't really want to commit that far in. Ralphie changes his mind, and he's still only level 2, so this does feel a bit rough for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, well, there's a haste rune actually getting bottled up by the IO. The Darks here might something they actually want to kill. As I said, the Queen of Pain by now is level 8, so they can actually burst into. All they need is a bash. Oh, they have vision on it. Nice laning ward here. There's the first bash. Is there another bash? A follow-up bash. That's exactly what they need. There's a wall being used, and the Queen of Pain coming in. The Weaver actually TPing also here. He wants to go on Ralphie. Ralphie has no charge yet. The IO is trying to do a healing, but, well, no tether attached. And Power wants to even go for more. Look at the Queen of Pain, how pretty much no HP she got. I think they could have even dove here under the tower. Just don't risk the time lapse being used too late.
I suppose, but there's no real threat of that, considering there are no stuns available for these two up here right now. And it's one of the bigger problems when you lane Quap up top and with the IO rotating in. But now mid lane, we're going to have a bit of pressure coming out. We want to get some damage onto this tier 1, and it's what Kiko can do. He has recovered pretty damn well. He's got his power treads going to be flying out to him soon enough. He does have a full wand, of course, as well as a Wraith Band and bottle. So he's not exactly poor, but he's not exactly very well off in terms of stats at this point.
Yep, and I also like that Dante, for example, is now back in lane, because now he is level 6, which means now the track hold can actually start. But Power finds the IO. Is there anything to tether to? There's another hero. Yes, Bristleback, come to daddy. There it is. That's the perfect save under tier 2 tower. That's too much to actually dive, but there's the track. They go on the Winter Wyvern, but Kiko is coming in. The raises. I'm not really sure who has the advantage with position right now. They just follow up on the Ralphie. Well, Power can maybe make something happen. Kiko, well, you're tracked, and the Queen of Pain still having the ultimate. I think they should just get the ultimate in and get off of it, but nope, they're just not going for it right now. Power still chasing some targets, but the problem is, of course, they have vision on it. They know exactly what's going on with the track. But Fever doesn't want to fight. Fever just does not want to fight.
No, Fever can't really afford to fight like that either. They have a Bounty Hunter with hardly any health. The same applies to Ralphie on that Spirit Breaker. They commit to a fight like that, you're risking a Requiem. Of course, level 8 on the Shadow Fiend, he doesn't quite have it yet. He needs a tiny bit more experience.
Yep, you want to get it on level 9, 10. Where is this one going with Dante at the moment? Ah, there it is. The IO is actually healing him up and everything. I thought he's going back to base, and then he's really just going into track mode, as in really tracking up heroes that are potentially then targets you go for. But still, I want to see more action after Queen of Pain, because, I mean, when did you last time see a Queen of Pain at level 8 not using like her skill set to actually kill someone with a Sonic Wave? But in the mid, there's a Requiem because they dive. Already lose Ralphie, the Spirit Breaker now. Tokusan, he has to run, but he still sticks around. But for all the bristles, he wants to really do something. The tracks are up, but the Winter Wyvern is helping them.
Indeed, and just look at how much quill damage is going on. You do get the double kill for Kiko with those razors, but he's still going to go down to Tokusan. Tokusan on a double, now he's going to try to chase down the Darkseer. Darkseer can surge away quite well, but now you've got the Weaver of Power in the mix.
The
he's going
charge.
to bring down the Io. That's going to be pretty rough, and Power, he needs to get more. He does keep damaging Tokusan, but Tokusan has so much mana, and he's still just spurting spines everywhere. We finally get the time-lapse back by Power, and is he going to continue for more, I wonder? Tokusan, he's threatening, but I don't think
look at the Spirit Breaker. The Spirit Breaker is actually not going through it. He was charging the Winter Wyvern, who had only like 50 HP by that time. I think this was a wrong in-combat decision by the Bristleback, because he thought his team is going to finish off that Winter Wyvern, but in the end, both of them make it out. First he was going for the Darkseer running away, Winter Wyvern also for some reason getting away, and the charge, of course, on the Spirit Breaker is only level 1, so he never really got it. I think Fever could have gotten a lot more out of this. Still, a fight that showed and displayed how strong a Bristleback can be.
Indeed, and off the back of that fight, we do get some important items come up. For the Darkseer, we have that mechanism. So with that mech, we're looking to really sustain in fights, but we lose the Queen of Pain at the top rune spot, and it's not over yet. Ralphie, he's trying to get involved. Here comes a relocate in. Tokusan is here as well. Do we have a Requiem? I don't think we do, but it doesn't matter. Right clicks will get Kiko the double kill, killing off the Spirit Breaker as well as the Queen of Pain. And now Power's getting involved in the mix. He is tracked up though, and he does time lapse out. He needed to clear that. As it stands, it is Maiden Niche's fight to throw, really. They have taken control. They're taking the tower. They can't bring the Queen of Pain back in for Fever yet because she doesn't have enough money to buy back, and that's going to be the first tier 1 of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem is here that the Queen of Pain should never, ever die solo to Kikuni. That's just impossible under normal circumstances. I think he was waiting at the rune, just didn't see the Shadow Fiend coming, and he placed 2 nice races on a very low HP Queen of Pain and sneaked him off there. That was pretty much the beginning of the end. But, they want to
Omicron. Omicron will most likely die here. Charge relocates. Who's charging now? He's going to go Percusa. Now, if they can kill off this Winter Wyvern, that's going to be pretty good. The Cold Embrace is going to buy time. Doesn't matter. In comes the Sonic Wave. The wall dropped by the Darkseer. Now they need to try to bring down some more targets, but who's going to fall next? It will be Power cleaning up and on a killing spree, bringing down that Io finally, but Tokusan does not care. He's going to get the Vengeance kill, bringing down the Darkseer.
Look at the illusions. The illusions are still chasing Ralphie here, and on the other side we have the Queen of Pain trying to run away, but the Weaver is just too fast here at the moment, and, well, Bottle is there, but it's all under vision. That's the biggest problem. Even going here, he has no TP scroll. That's the biggest thing, and a level 2 Blink is on such a high cooldown. There they have vision, and Queen of Pain is going down as well. It started as such a good fight for Fever, but always the chase and the decision what you're chasing is then somehow ruining their entire fight.
Indeed, and it's quite a worrying thing when that happens. The chasing power of Maiden Niche. You've got a Weaver, you've got the Darkseer who can just kite you around for days. It's quite rough, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. So 10-10 up, amazing start for Fever. We are again in a position where they don't want to be, and talking about chasing, they want to go for it, but he just doesn't throw his boogies fast enough on that Shadow Fiend, so he's not slowed. Ralphie with that level 1 charge, it's so goddamn slow, you really can't do anything with it unless you charge and wait till the charge actually arrives and then the team comes in, but they did it the other way around. The Shadow Fiend knew, hey, there's the gank train coming with the Bristleback already chasing me, and of course he went back, so far back that the chase had to stop.
Well, take a look at mid lane right now. You've got Tokusan trying to just stand and poke at Kiko, and Kiko not really caring all that much. Look how strong he is, though, after he's recovered. We almost have a full Yule Scepter on our Shadow Fiend. Yep,
Shadow Fiend Yule Scepter. That means he wants to go for that setup to blow up one target 100%. It's also pretty nice because the Bristleback is the one who slows most of the time. So if you see, for example, relocate, the thing you can actually do is like just throw the Bristleback in the air. There won't be an IO slow unless he just goes for a lot of AI or like, I don't know, a hex, but he's miles away from something like that. So yeah, I like this Yule Scepter. You can use it defensively and aggressively here in those situations. Plus, you can also cleanse the track off of you. If you're escaping and you only have the Bounty Hunter on your butt, use the Yule Scepter, track is off, and then just run away.
Yeah, completely agreed on that. And with those stacked camps that Kiko just got fed, he's got that full Yules. This is where big pain.
Oh, look at Ralphie. Ralphie don't want to be there. He has to charge out. He's getting a lot of damage off the buck still, but it will be absolutely enough. In the end, yeah, he escapes with the charge.
Quite low health though, that was quite risky. And Dante now rotating into that mid lane. He's trying to get some good tracks up for Fever. Thing is, you've got the Yules now available for the Shadow Fiend. This is a case of we have to deal with the Shadow Fiend, but we need to gank him when he's alone. Because there are so many ways for the Shadow Fiend to survive now, and he might actually be caught out. He needs to get away from here. He does have that haste rune and is going to buy just enough time. Yule's going to buy time. There's the Requiem. Down goes the Bounty Hunter. Now looking for the Queen of Pain. You've got, of course, rotating in Tokusab. The scream, it misses. Oh, what a disaster for Fever. Then this Shadow Fiend will most likely live. Raises, going downhill, doesn't quite hit. Queen blank blinking up, not going to connect with that either. And everything just goes sideways for Fever, trying to bring down that Fiend.
Yeah, I mean, engaging after the bounty hunter is down. That's just, I think, a bad decision. Plus, I mean, this Shadow Fiend had a goddamn haste rune, so he was really just toying with them, like walking around the Queen of Pain missing the Sonic Wave, not getting that kill, and then even he turned around here on the high ground, just blowing 2 raises in their face. If there was any follow-up, if for example Power would have TP'd to that top tower, I think they could have just turned the whole thing around and get like 3 or 4 kills. In the end, made a niche. They didn't care too much. And with all this momentum they bring out of all these return fights and like turnaround fights, they go into Roshan. They have triple minus armor. We have the bugs, we have the aura, and we have of course Vengeful Spirit with the Wave of Terror. So this Roshan is gonna die easily. And we have of course Desolator. So we talk about what? A lot of minus armor. That's 10 minus 14.
Yeah, and all the negative armor in the world that makes Roshan such an easy target. The bugs are going to fly out, they're going to scout out as well to see if anything's going on over this way. But no, that's going to be an easy Aegis into Kiko's pocket. With the Aegis, I think we're looking for a tier 2 push. A tier 2 push on mid lane, maybe.
Actually, I'm surprised. Weren't the bugs like more minus armor at some point? Armor reduction only 1, but on all 4 levels. I have it differently in memory.
No, it's been like that for...
Well, some 2 or 3 patches, but before that
at least 3 years, man. It's been like that for ages because the threat of the bugs is it goes up in duration as you level it, so you get more negative armor over the duration.
Ah, like right.
Dazzle's Weave.
Yeah, never mind me. No, I was just confused now because I wanted to calculate how much minus armor they actually get on the table right now. It's 7 from the Desolator. It's 3 by the presence of the Dark Lord at the moment, but that goes up to 6 the more he levels up. Obviously, on top of that we have the bugs, and of course the Wave of Terror, which will add eventually also 6 armor reduction. That's quite insane. That's for example what brings a Bristleback from all his tankiness down to being a full squishy hero.
And it seems we're getting some more ancient stacking going on in favour of Maiden Niche. This is one thing they do a lot. They do stack, but top lane, this is going to be quite nasty for Kiana. They're going to rotate in with the relocate. If they can kill off Kiana, this is going to be pretty damn good. But now, well, he's trying to sprint away, doesn't quite manage to do so, however, and that's a track kill. That's pretty major.
And it's not just a track kill. The most important thing is that the Queen of Pain got power down, which was probably one of the most farmed heroes at this point for Maiden Niche. She's going down. The Queen of Pain so far had a horrible game, so her getting this important kill, high in gold, high in experience, was so important. And of course, Keanu being super greedy, getting Ralphie there, sure, but like him dying with the track, that's also a bad trade. So in the end, Fever got really nice fights right here. But oh, Omicron, he's visible, he's charged, but well, they have nothing to interrupt here. Crystal, no Crystal, wait, well, not enough.
No, he's going to survive quite handily there. Omicron surviving, I think you're a little bit disappointed, aren't you, Hefla?
Yeah, I wanted to see him dead, actually.
Yep, Shadow Fiend in the meantime does obliterate the Queen of Pain with most likely the Requiem combo. Thinking about it, let's just double check that. Indeed it was. The Yules into Requiem, it's such a nasty combination. From where I stand in this game, let's take a quick look at the graph, shall we? 20 minutes in, we've got about a 6k gold lead for Maiden Niche, and experience-wise, nearing 7k. This is going to be quite strong for Maiden Niche, and if they can maintain this kind of momentum, Maiden Niche may take this series 2-0.
Oh, but I mean, look what they do here. Power's gone in. Now they see him. They want to focus on that Wisp. Look at the HP. It's absolutely gone within seconds. But now, of course, the Shadow Fiend using his Yule Scepter and being in midst of all of them. Janana slowing him down. There is no charge by Ralphie, so they can't really hold him in place. But the Bristleback is going for the hits. He still has decent HP. He will get that kill. He wants to get that kill. The question is, what does he pay for it? I think his own life, because the Reaper is just right behind him. But oh, nice stun here by Ralphie. Just pushing it back, but the Bristleback, no, he should not go back in this fight. Also, Queen of Pain showing up, but the first thing she gets is like a punch in her face, and then she's like, no guys, that's too hot here.
Yeah, this has been quite the fight here for Maiden Niche. They had the Aegis, they used the Aegis well, they managed to bring down multiple targets, and you just saw the point where Kiko had enough. He turned and fought and killed out that Bounty Hunter outright. And it seems Tier 3 tower is on the menu for Maiden Niche. This is not what I expected, this kind of force. They're completely ignoring the side lane for the top Tier 2, and they're just going to cannon down mid lane when all 5 are alive. As Ralphie, he's going to try to go onto Omnicron, but no, one stun comes out from Omni, and that's going to be a very dead Spirit Breaker. Power there to get some gold on it as well. The Shadow Fiend did die in the base, but now, well, Tokusai, he's trying to get involved. Scream from the Queen, kills off the Winter Wyvern, and now Power trying to do all he can. Swap back from the Vengeful Spirit is going to be more than enough, especially for the Queen of Pain to go down with those Desolator strikes. Omnicron going toe-to-toe with Tokusan. That's not a fight for Omni, but it is a fight for Power. Power, however, doesn't really want to continue this, not with 5 stacks of spines. He's going to be forced to back up.
Pretty much everybody has to go back now here. They're all in such a bad shape, but there is this... Well, there's a charge by the Spirit Breaker. Is that... Oh my god, it's on the docks here. He's tracked up. If he goes through with this, but he doesn't even get the extra gold because the track is already running out. But Ralphie's not going through with it. I mean, he's really a poor Spirit Breaker. We talk about 22 minutes. He did quite some nice positioning, or like getting someone stunned when they were like charging someone. But overall, except for those Shadow Fiend kills in the mid, he was not quite the most successful Space Cow.
No, he really suffered early. He didn't get many levels, did he, in the early game? I mean, he's only level 6 now at 22.
He didn't grab experience anywhere, and that was the biggest problem. But yeah, charge top here on the Weaver. The problem is you have to work against time lapse. That means we need a lot of Disable right now. The Disable could come with the Queen of Pain if she had an Orchid in range, but now there it comes. Orchid up. Oh, that's such an easy kill. They just go for everything. Sonic Wave was on cooldown, but didn't even need it. And this is, I think, by now a level 2 track. Yeah, this is a 275 gold easy kill for the Bounty Hunter. On top of that, 500 gold because the Weaver is a big fat kill. And of course the others, they got the ally gold, which is 200 for everybody.
Indeed, that's quite the edge for killing a single Weaver, and that's a well-farmed Weaver as well. He's second in terms of last hits and denies, and in terms of net worth, he is second place as well. Right on the heels of that Shadow Fiend, however.
Yep, we have to see where this one is going now, because now get the momentum back is pretty much the most important thing for Fever right now. Getting the Weaver when he's just too cocky farming in the enemy jungle, that would be something very interesting. But there's also the next thing coming up, which is Roshan. About 2 minutes, we know exactly when he spawns then. And the next Roshan fight, if the game goes really that long, might be the game turning point if Fever really strikes hard there. But first we have a charge on that Shadow Fiend.
Indeed, he's going to be tracked up here. Yules is going to buy some time. If we get a good Requiem, this could be a disaster. Now we just need a Cold Embrace does go off Vacuum Wall. This is the combo we're waiting for. There's no even Requiem needed. Everyone's just falling. Requiem to finish off Ralphie, and now everyone is on the retreat. They need to get the Queen of Pain out of him alive. One long right click, it doesn't manage to do so, and the relocate out by the Bristleback in the IO. That's going to buy some time, but Keanu says no. Down goes the Queen of Pain. Now they're going to charge on Tokusan. The Yules is there. You're not going to escape this one very easily, Bristleback. One raise. Can we get a second? Looking for a third, maybe. It's just going to be right clicks. He's going to try to TP out, but he's facing the Shadow Fiend. That was a really bad thing to do. He's just torn apart by Kiko. And now I think this might be tier 3.
Yeah, I mean, besides the chases and the escapes, the biggest mistake and the biggest play was here, 5-man wall. All of them vacuumed up. So much damage coming their way. They have to buy back on the Bristleback, but still, they're on a 3-on-2 situation here. The IO being thrown in the air, using the Yules, and is there a charge? No, Rolfie is actually cancelling it. And look at his HP. He's just not getting killed in the end. Well, Shadow Fiend being saved by the Winter Wyvern here. The Rex are down to objective, are done. The question is now, can they get somehow a revenge? There's a nice track kill with, well, some damage, and Tokusan might actually clean up here, at least for those 2 targets. More I don't think they can not really get, unless of course Winter Wyvern. That's like the last little survivor.
And he's going to get brought down up on the high ground. He tried to escape from power. He's going to time lapse. He needs to get the hell out of dodge. He's actually overstaying his welcome quite heavily. BKB, TP out. He needs to get out before he starts to get right click down. And the Janada hit doesn't come through. With the Janada, they might have been able to finish that one, but no, it's safe TP away by that Weaver.
Yeah, the BKB would prevent that, but he still got the track up.
BKB doesn't prevent Janada. Janada's the crit hit.
Oh, Janata, I mean, yeah, the damage of the Janata. No, I thought interrupting the TP, unfortunately, that was not possible. Everybody just blown their stuff and nothing is actually penetrating. Either way, he got the track up, which means power is now visible, at least what he does, but he's safe on his side of the map. The fact remains, regardless of how many track kills they just got, one Rex is down, second Rex is down, and that is, of course, objective gaming, and that's the most important part. Looking at the class right now, Made in Niche, they still have a very, very decent lead. We look at like 11, 12k, something like that. And in experience, well, that's a bit fluctuating according to the fight. Still, it's a very decent lead.
And I'll point this out, not a single tower has been lost on the Made in Niche lineup. And in fact, it will be a denied tower right now by Kiko. That's got to hurt for Fever.
Oh, look at this poor Io. At the moment, the Darkseer is following him. He has no idea. He's just TPing out. There's the vacuum. Oh, Jesus. They just play with her. And I think, yeah, the Weaver is just going to finish him off. In the end, they want to get the Darkseer as a revenge, but he's searching away. The ball would also still be available. In the end, they just not going to get this kill. This is unbelievable. The Darkseer is going to get eventually then killed off. And oh, there are the bashes. Ralphie using his charge just to get rid of Omicron. They actually buy back the Darkseer. Once the TP to the first tower, the Requiem is completely going to miss on that Bristleback. So wow, what a fight. They lose 2, spend the buyback and all that just for an IO. This is a bad trade for Made in Niche.
They also lost the Courier, and the Courier had a 3,500 gold total on it. Can you check what was on the Courier for the camera? That was quite ridiculous for the Radiant side. I'm not sure why that went so pear-shaped. I suppose the Dagon 2 that Bounty Hunter had in that fight was quite the interesting thing. But that fight went sideways so heavily, it was quite surprising. I suppose it shows that Fever are not out of this game yet, and if we take a look at the graphs, it does show a bit of a spike down towards the Fever lineup. Only 8,000 gold lead for Made in Niche, and experience-wise, around 6k.
Yeah, absolutely, and now it's also coming down to a point where the burst damage on Fever is getting quite high. I mean, obviously, Ralphie now hit quite a level. We have that Dagon finally on the Bounty Hunter. It's even level 3. And to be honest, like heroes like Weaver, for example, when the BKB is over and you completely overestimate how vulnerable you are, you think, no problem, I got time lapse, but suddenly a Dagon 3 hits your face, then you're all shocked that you are out of HP. If they time it right, they kill him before the time lapse. That actually might be possible. You have to see how this one is coming. We have a charge on, was it a charge on Roshan? Now we have a tether on the Icon. I'm confused. What's going on here around the Ancients? Some strange action.
I don't know. I really don't. Tether back down. Fever, they're trying to just get some map control. They've dropped some good wards to try to get vision on this Roche pit. The more vision around here they can get, the better, because it seems like Kiko and the rest of the Made in Niche lineup, they want Roshan, or at least the area around Roshan. As it stands, though, in this game, 30 minutes in nearly, 24 to 22 in terms of kills. This game has just been such a roller coaster in terms of fights. We've seen the big kind of skirmishes, we've seen the massive 5-man team fights. And on all of this, I'm surprised that Made in Niche have secured so many towers still for themselves. That both tier 1 in the top and mid are still up, and there's only one outer tier 2 tower still standing for Fever.
What do you think about Ultimate Orb, Ghost Scepter, and Inventory of the Queen of Pain? Where is this one heading? Is this like out of the Ghost Scepter at some point an Ethereal plate before Sonic Wave?
I'm unsure. This is a case of a fight about to break out, actually. That's a track up to Omicron. Omicron needs to get out of there, but that's a good Winter's Curse onto the Queen of Pain. That's going to buy some good time. Vacuum. Wall. It's happening all over again. Power chewing through everyone. Good Sonic Wave. Going to buy some time and damage onto that Darkseer, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough. Spurkuza going to buy some time on the Cold Embrace, and here comes the Requiem. Going to chew through Tokusan. He's going to go down. One more right click, 2 more right clicks. That's going to be more than enough to seal the deal, and that's a full nearly team wipe in favour of Made in Niche. All 5 of their heroes still standing, and only the IO for Fever. It's going to be Roshan.
It was so close to be a disaster for either fight, because Omicron tried to TP out. They were interrupted, but that was actually a good thing. If he was gone for that fight, might have been different. The wall, exactly, yeah, just rescuing the day, you know, salvaging what happened till then. And of course the Shadow Fiend. The Shadow Fiend's Yule Scepter made it all possible, because just one more Krill Space later, plus the Basher that is in the meantime now, say, already on the Bristleback, interrupted pretty much everything. It was lucky Bashes all over the place, but yeah, getting blown up by the Requiem.
Did you check what was on the Courier for the camera? Or
Nope.
Did you not see it? Okay, it was actually a full Skadi for the Shadow Fiend, so he's going to be very scary now. Fever, They are pretty much at the tipping point. If they lose this game, they are out of the tournament. And that does mean Made in Niche will advance to the lower bracket grand final.
Oh, but there is actually
Ralphie,
fight.
oh, Ralphie in a bad way. He's almost down to just right clicks alone. The tier 3 tower will go down, and now, well, Fever, they're trying to do what they can, but down goes the Queen of Pain. She ghost sceptered and just 8 raises. That was so unpleasant, and, well, Power in the meantime is just going to do what Power does, take down the racks.
Yeah, without the pressure back, they just cannot zone them out. So the second racks are going down. This time, they cannot just GG out. They have to really defend. Oh, there's a silence on the Weaver, but is it enough damage? Yes, it's enough damage with the Dagon. Finally, there's the burst. Omicron is the next one to be focused here with Queen of Pain and Tokusan. But, oh, the Weaver. The Weaver is pretty much sharing a grave now with the Bounty Hunter, but he's buying back. There's still tracks up on the Winter Byron, which they can easily go for, but the Shadow Fiend, oh my god, he's just getting buffed up. In the same second he wanted to go for a Requiem, we're gonna lose the Darkseer in just a second, and it's a 1 versus 5, and there's a Requiem. Can he actually blow him up? Oh my goodness, he blows 2 people up. He's still fighting around. He has ages. This fight is still not over. Queen of Pain way too low to do something, but we have Orchid is ready again. They try to force them through the wall, which he does. There's a new charge coming up by a buyback of the Spirit Breaker. Yule Scepter removing everything. Oh, but it's beautiful aligned. He's coming down to the ground in the same second Ralphie arrives, so all 5 are dead. But again, after all this crazy fighting, which is pleasant to look at, they lost their axes.
I think the important thing to note, however, while all of this fight is going on, what items are now coming up for Fever? Sure, they're 2 racks down. This is a very hard place to fight back from, but I don't like to counter team out. What can they really do in the next fight? What do they have coming up? The Spirit Breaker is still pretty poor. He's going to charge towards the bot lane and just push that out. Tokusan, he's got that basher. He's building Chainmail into an AC. With an AC, he can do quite a bit of work. More negative armor is always good. Also gives his team a little bit of armor to try to deal with the enemy's negative armor. For GJW, he's got himself that Glimmer Cape and the Ghost Scepter. I'm wondering if he's just going to save for buybacks now. He can't really do much else.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's the question what he's going to do with it. Go into the Lincolns or Hex. I mean, I think he should go for a Hex, but does he keep that slot, the Ghost Scepter, or really does he go for the Ethereal Plate? We have sometimes Shadow Fiends and Queen of Pains going for Ethereal Plate as like the 6th slot if they want to keep that item just for utility. At the moment he's using it really just to get rid of the Weaver as well as the bugs, for example. I'm just not sure he can actually keep that forever in this game. But the question, oh, excuse me, top. There's a go on Omicron. Omicron completely alone, and I guess Dante is saying no problem. Janada, easy gold. This is a track level 2 now.
That was a Shuriken, not a Janada.
Yeah, Shuriken. Oh Jesus, I'm confused. I think it's dinner time here in Serbia. It's, I don't know what time, but yeah, my sugar is pretty low. Anyway, it's easy gold. 3 people were involved in this kill, so that's again 300 gold just from that, plus the kill, plus the 275 bonus on the Bounty Hunter, and well, you cannot beat that much away. It just hurts your team a lot. But Ralphie, oh my god, Power just found Ralphie, and
He's got a full Daedalus as well as the Desolator.
Daedalus, Desolator, Demon Edge, and BKB stats, of course, on top of all of that. Like, that was really just one Geminite attack, and the next right click killed him. That was Ralphie's HP.
Power provides the epitome of his namesake, power. But as it stands, the tier 2 on this top lane will shortly be seeing its fall. And I've got to admit, what can Fever do? I can't see many openings. The Scythe of Vice by the Queen of Pain might be more than enough, especially when it catches Power. If they can bring down the Weaver, that's going to be pretty damn huge. By the time that it doesn't go anywhere, and that's got a brilliant Cold Embrace and the Winter's Curse, followed by a Requiem, a wall, everything going the way of Made in Niche. They managed to burn down a full team. GG is called, and a full 5-man wipe just to finish it off.
Oh, they want to get the Wiz, they just want to make it 5. Come on, I want to see the 5th one, but it's not happening. That GG already came through. You know what's the most hilarious part about the whole thing? We have now the manager of London Conspiracy potentially going against his own team, because guys, at 15 CEST, which is in about 50 minutes, we have the next best of 3 coming. Lemon Dogs meets London Conspiracy, and if London Conspiracy would lose that, they would meet their own manager in the fun stack in this tournament, and that's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, that would certainly be quite the show, and I'm pretty sure Omnicron will never live it down. But we shall see how this tournament unfolds. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, in 50 minutes, LC versus LD.
Absolutely, and well, I'm still trying to fix the cameras till then, so we can show you guys the players. But till then, guys, just have a beer and enjoy.